And now how I tell you about my angel gift, my four fat cherubs on the right side here. And something that I always knew I beat a different drum. I thought of things a little bit differently than other people. But it was about my junior year of high school when it was the most prominent, when I was told to change schools, as I shared in an earlier video. But one of the things that I think is really important is that the spiritual world is so much more than we could ever imagine. This is definitely something I was born with. I have days I just want to turn it off, which it never goes off. I have days I want to just turn it down and make my own decisions. But in the end, the angels are always right and they're so smart. And so it's good when the volume is up and I am listening. And so is it good for you when you listen. Intuition, inner voice, inner instincts, you need to listen and tune in. Mine come in the formula of four fat cherubs that love to tell me things that I would never have known if I wasn't tuning in. And then, of course, I have my own intuition and my inner voice and my own inner instincts. But I have this extra level that is quite fascinating and really powerful. During COVID, I would walk around, as many of us did, and I would see people with their dogs. And I kept getting these messages, and the dogs would look me dead in the eye and come across the street and pull their owner over to me. And honestly, I'm not really a pet person. I love my pets and the pets that are important to my life, but I'm not really somebody who's going to run across the street and, be all about everybody else's animals like a lot of my friends are. But one thing that was really interesting during COVID, I started hearing the dogs talking. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. And dogs would come up and they would tell me that they got the wrong owner. They would tell me that they were not happy. And what I was starting to notice was the owners were putting all of their pandemic, COVID, stress energy into their animals. And the animals were actually getting sick a lot faster. They were having more health problems. As much as we look to animals to comfort and soothe us and be our companion, we have to also protect and make it that they're not the ones taking care of all of our needs too. We need to take care of their needs as well. I definitely have to say people need to be a little more in tune to what their animals are saying, what their animals are thinking and feeling, even just being there, like being present, letting them feel okay to not absorb all of your stress, to be okay to play and have a good time. Just because you're tired after work, they stayed home all day waiting for you. If you're needing to give a little more attention to your animals, take it as a true necessity that your animals are asking for it. They want your attention. You are their entire world. The other day, I had a situation that was really unique. A friend of mine posted a video on social media saying that she had just bought a house with another family member. And while they were going through the house of things left over, they found all of these ashes of past animals, plus pictures and collars. It was a whole collection of animals that had passed. They didn't know what to do. They mentioned in the article that they had reached out to a psychic for guidance, didn't talk to me, somebody else. And then I commented that I've done this with people and helped them with their animals. My first time I had this happen was a lady had come to me for a really intense, long session. And then during her session, there was a very sickly dog in the vision. And she had told me that she had a dog that was old, but was part of a divorce and a relationship breakup. So it was really hard to let go of the dog because that was kind of the last piece she had with this partner. Well, shortly after she left, I had another vision, and it was of this dog now super happy and healthy running around, an older gentleman in a very tall back chair. So I reached out to her and I was like, so what's going on with your dog? Is your dog all better? And she said the dog had passed. And I was like, oh, well, the dog is now better because it's healthy, because it was carrying on, because this woman needed the dog to stay alive because of what she needed, the symbolism and the representation of the dog. Well, when I saw this video of this gal sharing the story of finding the ashes and the collars from the pets and the pictures, she included in the video that she and her sister, who had bought the house with her, ended up taking some open shelving space and putting them in there and then sealing them in. And so I commented that was good that she did what she knew to do. And then she asked me, well, did you get any feedback? Well, right away, I heard the animals saying, we can't breathe in here. We can't breathe in here. And so I was like, did you seal them in all the way? Do you have like a little hole, something? And she said they're tightly sealed in there. So the angels gave a couple things. One thing, they could drill a hole, and just enough that was for you to know and nobody else would even see it, but it would give just enough energy of airflow coming through. And the other one was that they said to put their palms up on the side on the wall that they had closed up, and then visually put in air into that space. That makes a big difference. The important part is the animal aspect is we have to think of them in living and in passing and in their story. I gave her a bunch of tips to hopefully make it even better experience for her and the animals that had passed. But I really appreciated that she was honoring these animals and remembering them, because this was the home that they had loved and been cared for. Obviously, whatever happened, the people didn't know what to do, and they also probably didn't want to take those animals with them wherever they were going after that sale of the home. So it was really beautiful that she did something special for them. So, what would you do if you moved into a home and there were ashes of somebody else's pets? Great question.